Hi, I'm Sheldon from Complete Steel Frames. If you've been trying to decide whether to use a timber frame or a steel frame for your next home, you may have heard a lot of conflicting opinions on the subject. But in this video, we hope to clearly show what the pros, cons and myths of steel are. Also, feel free to visit our website at completesteelframes.com.au for more great videos and information. Let's start by talking about the pros of steel. Termites are a big problem here in Australia, particularly in the warmer climates of Queensland and the Northern Territory. Termites damage more homes in Australia than storms, floods and fires combined, with over $1 billion of termite damage caused annually. And unfortunately, most home insurance policies do not cover termite damage. Whilst timber frames need regular termite inspections and protection, steel is impervious to termites and is classified as a termite-resistant material under the Building Code of Australia. The Building Code of Australia states that if you build with a steel frame, you do not have to install physical or chemical termite barriers, because termites cannot eat or damage the steel frames in any way. Another pro is that steel frames now cost about the same or sometimes even less than a timber frame. Plus, you have the ongoing savings such as savings on termite inspections and termite treatments, no structural maintenance due to timber frames shrinking, warping or sagging over time, and also savings on your insurance premiums. A timber frame can easily be destroyed in a house fire. However, only in extreme situations will a steel frame be damaged in a fire. The CSIRO's Building Research Division state that using steel frames make a house highly resistant to fire. Also, in the event of a fire, your family is much safer in a steel frame house, because the leading cause of fire fatalities is actually asphyxiation from smoke and gases that are breathed in by those in the house. While burning timber will release smoke and toxic gas into the air, steel does not release smoke and toxic gas as it heats. Steel frames are built to last, ensuring your investment in the long term. Because steel does not shrink, warp or twist, steel frame homes avoid settling problems such as popping nails, cracking plasterboard and window jambs. What all this means is that in 50 years' time, your house frame will be as structurally sound and as straight as the day it was built. That's why BlueScope Steel provides a 50-year structural warranty. In fact, steel framing is the only framing material for which any kind of structural durability warranty is offered. Doesn't that just say it all? If you live in an area where storms, floods or cyclones are common, then steel is the obvious choice for you. Steel frames are better equipped to deal with water damage and floods, since steel does not rot, it doesn't warp, it's highly resistant to fungus, and it needs no drying time before house repairs can commence. Steel frames are able to withstand level 9 earthquakes and wind speeds of more than 280 kilometers per hour. There have been many studies showing that a steel frame house is more likely to avoid major structural damage in a cyclone. The steel used in house frames is 100% recyclable. Timber, however, does not get recycled and new trees take a long time to grow. This is also one of the reasons why steel frames have become more economical over the past years. Steel frames require no additional chemical treatments and no spraying of termite chemicals. Therefore, steel is recognised internationally as a much better option for people suffering from asthma or allergic reactions to chemicals. The strength and light weight of steel make it possible for more innovative design and layout ideas. Design aspects including very high ceilings, large open plan layouts that don't require load-bearing walls and columns, curved walls, and circular or curved windows are all possible with steel-framed houses. Steel framing is also ideal for home designs on unusual blocks of land, including sloping sites. Okay, let's talk about the cons of steel. There is currently only one con of using steel, and that is finding builders and tradies who have experience erecting steel frames. They're much more difficult to come by. As such, builders may be hesitant to offer steel frames, or perhaps resort to reciting some of the myths that we're going to discuss later to deter homeowners from requesting steel frames. But as the market demand for steel frames increases over the coming years, more builders will see the benefit of investing in training in their team and buying the necessary tools to work with steel. As they do, builders will find that there are many benefits to working with steel frames, including quick installation times on site and a much better quality outcome, resulting in less claims under warranty. Okay, let's talk about some of the myths that are going around. This is a very popular myth. The truth is though, that steel frames are not any noisier than timber frames, and studies by the CSIRO have proven this to be true. If a homeowner claims that their steel frames make noises, what they may be referring to is the collarbond or tin roof as it heats or contracts during the day. It is absolutely normal for a roof to make expansion noises because it receives the direct heat from the sun. However, noises made by the roof will be exactly the same regardless of whether the frame is made out of timber or steel. We smile when we hear this one, as though the Australian building authorities would turn a blind eye to consumers getting electrocuted by their houses. The truth is that steel frames are safe because they are earthed in accordance with Australian standards. All new homes are required to be fitted with safety switches, which are designed to prevent the possibility of touching anything live. Protective coatings of aluminium alloy or zinc defend the steel against corrosion. These coatings are very tough and are of uniform thickness all over the steel. The coating must meet the Australian standard requirement, and therefore it is monitored strictly under precise manufacturing conditions by the major steel suppliers. This means that in external applications such as roofing, steel is exposed to the elements and has excellent durability. So therefore, in less exposed applications such as inside a wall cavity or a ceiling, the steel weathers far more slowly. The truth is that steel framing expands and contracts at rates similar to those of other building materials, such as cornices and plasterboard, which means that it's highly unlikely that there will be any cornice or plasterboard cracking problems due to frame movement. In fact, expansion cracks are more likely to occur with the timber frame because it shrinks and expands according to environmental conditions. Electromagnetic waves and satellite signals can diffract around steel just as easily as timber. Signals and waves pass through the spaces between the studs, allowing use of all household appliances without any interference. This is just common sense when you think about it. After all, high-rise buildings are packed full of steel, and yet it's still possible to make a mobile phone call or receive a TV signal from within those buildings. As you can see, there are many benefits to using steel for your house frames, and the benefits greatly outweigh the cons, or should I say con. For other interesting videos and information, or to get an instant free quote, visit our website at completesteelframes.com.au. Thanks for watching.